Good afternoon and welcome to the Developer Show, a program where we showcase up-and-coming developments, talk investments, and discuss more about today's subject, which is living in the up-and-coming suburb of Benoni in the Rhyan. My name is Chad and I'll be your host, and today we are joined by Peter Bronkhorst and Pumi Kozwaya from Paige Developments. Peter, Pumi, thank you so much for coming online with us.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to see you guys. Peter, Pumi, I wanted to ask you the first question, and that is just tell me more about yourselves, tell me a little bit about your team, and tell me about Paige Developments.
Okay, Paige Developments started in 2008. What happened we had previous companies that was developing quite big developments like 1.2 billion rand and higher. One of these was on the dam at Hartbeespoort Dam. It was called Venice Village. And unfortunately, with the previous company, the main financial partner passed away unexpectedly. And it was very difficult to refinance the company due to 2008 being what it was, the crash of the whole property market, financial and everything. So we started Paige Development. It's named after my daughter, Savannah Paige. So that's where the name Paige comes, P-A-I-G-E. We're a family business. We used to be very big with huge offices and stuff, but now we've toned it down. So it's myself, my wife that's supposed to be selling them, but she's on a sabbatical at the moment. And so about 6 years ago, we got Pumi on board. We trained her. She actually came from a whole different background, and we like to empower people. We like to get them going, motivated. So she was working as a beautician where my wife used to go. She was the receptionist. And we were looking for a new personal assistant. And my wife was complaining with Pumi, saying, oh, this person you got is terrible, and carrying on. And Pumi said, funny enough, she Googled us and saw us as a company, and she said, would you consider me? And well, that's 6 years ago now. We've trained her. She even knows how to build houses by now. She goes to site meetings. She does all the sales. She does all the admin. And I just basically steer from behind, and I'm also there on site. I go to site meetings to check the progress, check the quality. And then we have another person working for us for almost 20 years now that I've known, Elias Kanya. He's our main general foreman, so he takes a lot of flack when things go wrong, but very experienced. He started off also with nothing as a tiler, and we taught him everything about building. And now the last project we just completed down Barbecue Downs was 164 houses. We were building between 5 and 10 houses a month, so that's quite a big project and takes quite a lot of coordination to get that right. Yeah. So also what we do is we don't hire subcontractors. We're actually a construction company, so you deal with us direct. We do in-house sales. So Pumi, like I said, do the sales. I help out with the sales as well, and my wife. So you're dealing with the developer directly. This is very important because the agent sometimes can probably promise you a lot of things, and then it doesn't really happen according to what the agent promises. So we take you as a new homeowner or a second homeowner or the first-time builder. Because of our vast experience, we take you through the whole process. We hold your hand and get you through it until you've got your keys in your hand. So, yeah, we've been around a long time. So I started off as a builder with my dad's company when I was 16. I used to work there for holidays, and that's how I started learning. My grandfather was a builder. My dad's a QS and an engineer. And yeah, and then just went from, we first started actually building renovations more than building. So we would fix schools up and stuff like that. We did a lot of education tenders. Then it went to affordable housing. We sold over, I think we built about 1,000 houses in Project Glen, if I can remember right. And we even I met Nelson Mandela Madiba and one of the receptions. So, but the main focus behind us as a company is our people, not as good as your people. The second is to give a good product for a very affordable price. And that's what makes this Benoni development very unique.
Well, will you tell us more about this development, the Rhyan in Benoni?
Okay, so we used to buy land, and then we used to service the land, and then build the top structures and sell them off. Which we found that after 2008, there was so much land lying around. So what we do is we go and do JVs with the landowner. So if my kitchen company approached me and said they've got a friend in Benoni in the Rhyan, it's a nice area, he actually lives out in the East Rand as well. And he said to me, don't you want to go develop there? Because we normally, I don't like driving far, so I only develop around where we stay, so it's 4 ways, mid-rand, that's about the limit to where we go. So anyway, so we went, looked at the land, and we looked at everything around the area, and it was all this face brick and very depressing type of developments. And we said, no, let's do something different in this area. So we went a very modern look, nice big windows, all aluminium windows, we've got black taps in the houses. We've got nice proper tiles, nice kitchen. So we're targeting a market there where if you owned a townhouse before and you put the oak on top of you making a fat noise, here you can have your own property where you've got a little bit of a yard and you can do your own thing type of scenario. And we're very, how can I say, if you want to do any changes, we're happy to. We actually give PC amounts, it's personal choice amounts. So your tiles, you can choose a different tile. The kitchen, you can redo the whole kitchen to what you like. If there's a difference in price, you just pay in. If it comes to the same value, it's no problem. Which other developers, especially on sectional title, they don't want to do. It's crazy because of the admin side. But we've been doing that for the last 8 years, so we know exactly how to do it, and that it doesn't drive us crazy and gets the client what he wants. And so you got that freedom as a client when you come to us. Firstly, you're getting a product that is very undervalued for what it should be. The houses are going for phase 1 sold for 1,490,000 for 136 square meters, and if you want the carport width, which is a concrete slab carport, it pushes up to 154 squares. There's an extra 100,000, 50,000 for the carport. 50,000 for the carport, but so you got that choice where later on you can make the carport into a garage. The development is beautiful. It's got cameras, it's got a guardhouse, it's electric fence, good security. Nice gardens, everything for the clients, and the houses are really unique to that area. If you drive around, you'll see ours stands out by miles.
I think after doing the show for such a long time, what I've come to realize as almost a #1 key feature is the flexibility developments offer in terms of customizing a house how you would want it to be, because it's something that's so rare when purchasing a property that you get to choose how you want it to look. You're going to choose what kind of tiles you want, what kind of kitchen amenities you want, and in your case, whether you want to change a garage into another room, which is massive, because usually when you're purchasing a house, you're juggling that purchase price with, is this house not only looking like I'd like it to look for the next 10, 20 years, otherwise you need to start factoring into renovation fees into what you're buying, but also, has it been set out how I'd like it set out, which more often than not, it isn't that case. So I think that's a huge selling point.
No, it is definitely. Yeah. It's when we deal with clients. I mean, really, most of our clients are first or second home buyers, and they're not used to the building. So we educate them. We show them exactly how it works. When you buy a normal house, like we say, you're stuck with what you're buying. You can't change anything unless you're going to spend money renovating it. Well, yeah, we really accommodate as much as we can. What the client needs to change, or what different.
How many units are available in the Rhyan at this current moment?
Okay, there's 62 units altogether. Phase 1 is 15 units.
15 units.
15 units, including the show house. And then phase 2 will also be about 15 units, and phase 3 and 4 will be also about the same to get up to the 62. So currently we sold out phase 1. There's only one stand available in phase 1 because the client didn't get a bond. So, which for me has already somebody for. So, I don't think in phase 2 we've already started selling. I think we've got 4 sales.
Yeah.
So 4 sales in phase 2. So it's going very, very well. In phase 2, we put the price up by 50,000 rand. So we're very impressed at the sales happening already in phase 2.
So if people want this, they better get on it now before phase 3 comes and that price goes up again.
If you go on private property on our site, then you click on that video and then the guys are there.
That is exactly what I want to hear. I wanted to ask you, phase 2, when is it going to be finished? When is phase 2 going to be complete?
So basically, phase 2, what we do is we roll 5 houses at a time. So, and we build 1 house in 3 months, we can do 5 houses. So once it starts rolling, you're looking at December, we're hoping to hand over half of phase 1. And by February, March next year, phase 1 will be completed and we'll be starting to build into phase 2. And by that time, if all the sales are in place by the attorneys, so basically by August, September, phase 2 will be done. And then 3 and 4 will probably get done together. So by next year, December, all building will be sorted out on the site. But what's nice is you've got your main entrance where the guards are and the guardhouse is, and then you've got a servitude to the left of the development where we've got a separate gate coming in for all the trucks and stuff. So nothing comes through the development once we finish off, say, phase 1 or phase 2. So the rest of the trucks all going by the construction entrance. So it's very lucky.
At least coming home from work, if you've been sitting in traffic, you don't need to sit in more traffic getting through your gate. I wanted to ask you now a little bit more about phase 2. What kind of unit types are available within phase 2 in terms of bedrooms, bathrooms, and other amenities?
Okay, so what we've done is, because it's sectional title, we've got to get a site development plan approved. So once that is approved, we can't really change the outside walls on the houses at all. But what we can do is we can change internal walls. So for upstairs, we've given 3 different options. So there's a 3-bedroom option with a pajama lounge. Then there's a 3-bedroom without a pajama lounge, which makes it the main bedroom quite bigger, which is very nice. People always want a bigger main bedroom. And then there's the option of a 2-bedroom with a pajama lounge or without a pajama lounge upstairs. Nice thing about the pajama lounge, if you've got kids and you're entertaining downstairs and you want them to watch TV somewhere else, you send them upstairs and say, off you go. And they can make a noise upstairs while you're still entertaining at the bottom.
Okay, well, on that note, let's cut to taking a quick look at the Rhyan, and we will be right back after the break.
Cool.
Welcome back to the Developer Show. If you are just tuning in, my name is Chad and I'll be your host. And today we are joined by Peter Bronkhorst and Pumi Kuzwaya from Paige Developments. Peter, Pumi, it has been a pleasure having you guys on.
Thanks. Nice being here.
Before we took the break, we were talking about your experience in the real estate market, and you guys have been going for 25 years. Can I ask, what do you think it's taken to have such a long career in the real estate industry? What's been your key to success?
I had a very good friend, a partner that passed away, and he always used to say, it takes experience, it takes money, and it takes quite a bit of luck also. So being at the right place at the right time is always what makes money, no matter what you do, whether you're building. So it's choosing the right development, the right spot, because I'll give you an example. Our last development was in Barbecue Downs. They couldn't sell that land for the love of money. They tried very, very hard to sell it. Then the crunch happened in 2008 and they couldn't even sell it. But what happened in the meantime, Waterfall Estate was built down the road. All of a sudden, people showed the interest. And by that time, we saw the potential and we started the development. So the first 30 houses, we sold it below market value. And then the clients, all the ones that couldn't afford Waterfall, they ended up buying from us. So in the beginning, the houses were selling from 1.6 and our last sale was 3.5 million. So that was what we call a Res 2 development, that you can choose plot and plan. So you choose your stand and you choose a plan A, B, C or D, or change the plan or have a new plan drawn up by the architect. So it's all the experience in that. You've got to be a visionary. You've got to see beyond what is or what's happening at the moment. So in property, you can be very rich today, you can be very poor tomorrow. So our survival as we adapted with the times and we went into different markets. Like I said, we were in renovations, then in schools, and then we went in affordable housing. And then we started with the actual, what we call cluster developments. So we like doing one development a year. We don't like doing more. We used to do 9 at a time, which was an absolute nightmare. Huge offers, lots of people, a lot of things can go wrong. We just do one development. We'll work ourselves halfway through that development and start looking for the next one and start the process going on the next development. Yeah,
so please do continue.
Also, I've got a big sales background in property as well. So I was mainly involved in the affordable housing and the sales side. So I think I'm actually more of a salesman by trade than a builder. So bringing everything together, knowing that, to give you an idea, when you do a new development, say you buy a piece of land, you've got to rezone that land. You've got to make sure you rezone it for the right thing, high density or Res 2 development, depending what the area want. It's a big holding cost that you have there. And that rezoning can take 2 to 3 years. So by Benoni development, all the zoning is done. We don't touch the development if all the zoning is not approved and done. All the services are in, so your sewer, your electricity, your roads, all that is in already. So we build a show house. We always do that. We build a show house so the client can see exactly what they're buying. So they won't be afterwards saying, oh, but this doesn't look anything. Then we go, here's a show house, have a look. It's exactly the same type of thing. With the quality, the finishes, everything. So be selective also with our clients. We call it the marriage or pregnancy. You can't be half pregnant. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. So there will be problems. There'll be birth pains. There will stuff. But how we fix those pains is what actually matters. And especially with clients that are inexperienced in building. You can get a phone call or an email where the client is very irate. This wall is not where it's supposed to be. And I say, okay, we'll go and check it tomorrow. Or we'll get back to you. And if it's wrong, we change it and we fix it. And I always say we're not perfect builders, but we try our very best and we'll try and accommodate you as much as possible.
You must really build some concrete relationships, and excuse the pun, with the clients that are purchasing your house, being both the real estate agent as well as the contractor. You must be speaking to the clients a lot more than just a normal developer would.
Definitely. Okay, it starts in stages. The clients only really meet me. I would sign the contracts with the clients because I've got the legal experience of the contracts. So Pumi will do the base work where she'll actually sell the house, get the client. Then she'll make an appointment for me to actually sign the client. Then after that, Pumi does all the rest to get it through bank finance, to get it NHPR, well, the plans approved, NHPRC approved. Only once the plans are approved, basically, and we're starting building, I come back on the scene again with clients. But Pumi handles most of that these days as well. But I will come in with this serious problem in the sense is there's something that's happened and they don't know what to do and they want my help. So then I'll get involved, especially when you have maybe a client that doesn't understand the process properly or something happened on the building side. But we've got measures that we check in every stage that we go in. We have one team signing off before they accept it from the next team. And we have our general foreman, Elias, has been with us forever. He also checks it. He knows what to look for. We do a lot of extra things that other builders don't do. We put lateral dam proofing in because when you do your plinths, I'm sure if you've got a normal plastered house, you'll see at the bottom of that joint line there, the expansion joint line, the bottom is always bubbling with paint, and it's every year you almost got to paint. So we do the lateral dam course, and that prevents most of that to happen. But it still happens on your plinthing. So the experiences like that from building so many houses, and I mean, quite a few of them I physically was there building them. I mean, it wasn't like I give a plan to a subcontractor, so I know how to set out the building. I know exactly how the steel works, and I've taught everybody around us. So we've empowered a lot of people where they started as a labourer, then in the end of the day he's a bricklayer, and then in the end of the day he's like a foreman where he runs his own team type of thing. So that's been awesome, I must say. Apart from making money selling the development, but also empowering people. And our Pumi is one that can definitely attribute to that.
Yeah.
She's been a star.
If we move back to the Rhyan quickly, and we've spoken about the customization available within the units themselves, can we talk about what other amenities are available to prospective clients within the development?
Well, the development has got the parks, as I mentioned, and it's got a communal pool. We normally find in developments, clubhouses, things like that, unless it's a very big development, it's feasible to build a clubhouse because of the expense to the homeowners association or the body corporate. They've got to maintain all, shoots all your levies up, and we find that these things are white elephants. The estate I'm living in has got a squash court, it's got this, it's got pools, it's got everything, and you hardly ever see people using them. It's really seldom. 1/10 of the residents actually use these facilities. So we try to make it nice, but not too overcomplicated or too expensive, especially for the area. We're selling at 1,490,000. So the person that's buying that house already is paying a lot. Rental-wise, if you rented that property, you probably pay 12,000 a month. His bond is probably going to be 14,000. Then he's got to pay rates and taxes, and then he's got to pay levies. So we try to keep the levy content always as low as possible for the development. But I mean, it's beautiful. You can go walk. There's a wetland area you can walk in. We have a servitude on the side that can be used for parks and playing. And like I said, there's a swimming pool as well. We've got the cameras that around the whole perimeter wall by the gatehouse. So that we've got fingerprint security as well. So if you're coming in, and we got the option that we can use the intercom system. So if the residents decide they don't want a physical guard at the gatehouse can operate without a guard, and that brings the levy payment even down by probably half, because your guard is about your most expensive expense when it comes to
most expensive resource.
Mm.
Have you got an idea of what levies prospective clients can expect?
We're looking at about, the budget was worked out with a guard and with maintenance on the outside of the buildings. And then it works out about 2,500 rand per month.
Okay, so very, very reasonable.
So your rates and taxes will probably be another between 500 and 800 rand. And then obviously the water and the electricity. We have bulk meters, so each house gets its own meter. So the homeowners is basically, or the body corporate is supplying the electricity and the water. So you just get billed on that on your levy statement.
Keeping the rates and taxes as well as the levies in mind, who have you designed this development to target? What is your key target market for this development?
It's young couples that want to start a family. So they want to get out of that hustle and bustle that you find in your summertime developments. I don't know names or whatever. So that multi-story type of, now the guys are ready, we worked a while, they're earning a bit more money. So instead of buying a townhouse for 750, they can now afford a little bit more, or double that, and they can buy something that they can start their family with. Lots of our clients have children already, one child, looking forward to the second one. We've had a small percentage of couples where their kids have left the house already and they've got these huge houses and they want to sell and they want to lock up and go type of scenario. With security and everything the way South Africa is at the moment, this type of development is perfect because you can lock up and off you go if you want to go away for business, and you can feel safe when you come back. We normally in our developments, we have 0 incidents. The estates that I'm staying at the moment, we did some of the houses here we built. We've had in 8 years no incidences because we put in the right security measures. And that's what clients also want to know, that they're secure and safe now.
Absolutely. Security must be one of the biggest topics on everybody's mind before they purchase a property. I wanted to ask you to just give us a brief overview of what a client can expect if they want to purchase a house with Paige Development. If they want to purchase into one of these developments, what's the process? What happens? What do they need to do?
Okay, so first, obviously, they need to come to Benoni and view the development. Once they view the development and they're happy and they want to sign, then we ask a 10,000 Rand refundable deposit, which other developers don't do. Before we made it non-refundable. Used to be my wife's shoe fund if somebody cancelled, but that's supposed to go to admin expenses, the time wasted to try and get a bond or try and get the process sorted. But we made it now non-refundable, so they paid into our attorney's trust account. They don't even pay it to us. Then after that, we'll set up an appointment. I will sign the contracts with the clients. Once the sale agreement contracts are signed, we'll send that off to Better Bond and also directly to Nedbank for finance. Then the Nedbank and the private banker and Better Bond will contact the client. They will get all the financial information. Once that's all done and the bond's approved, then it will go to our attorneys for the instruction. Once we sit with the bond instruction at the attorneys, we then normally start drawing up the plans and we put them through NHBRC. But because this is a Res 3 development, we've got all the plans approved for phase 1 already. So in phase 2, we'll start putting them in as we are selling. So that process cuts a bit short in time because that can normally take 2 weeks to a month. And then once your plan is approved by council, we then submit it to the NHBRC, the National Home Builders Registration Council. They then enroll the unit or the house. Once that is enrolled, we start building. Then when the house is completed, the client's happy, they can move in if they want to and pay occupational rent, or they can wait for transfer and they don't have to pay an occupational rent. So it's not that difficult.
Well, there you have it, folks. Peter and Paige Developments, you're going to take any prospective client through everything. And you sit there side by side with them through everything. You updates, letting them know what's going on.
That's right.
That is the most important. Now, Peter, Paige Developments yourself, for me, you guys have had quite a strong relationship with private property for quite a long period of time now. And can you tell me how that's affected your business?
You guys have been excellent. We also, I must say, we get 90% from our leads private property. We do developments with other people like they. But we always say, why aren't you? But they are on private property, but we get most of our leads from private property, I must say. And it's been very successful with you guys.
I'm glad to hear that, Peter. It has been a pleasure to have you and Pumi online. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to join us. I don't think there's anybody who's not going to be interested in jumping on private property right now, taking a look at the Rhyan and getting in touch with you. For you at home, thank you so much for logging on and taking this journey with us. And if you have any questions for the next podcast, please drop them in the comments. I can't wait to see you this time next week. Thank you all and goodbye. you.